Yeah. Well, music had played a big part in my life. You know, music was always there. I started off in a sound system called Sir Coxsone back in the day. That was my sound system. And we would just play music and write songs, and I would tour. I managed to make friends and a lot of mercy.
Yes. Yes, none. I managed to make friends and perform with all my heroes in the business. And drop some names.
Of course.
Including Bob Marley, Lord of Mercy. You know, and people like Maxi Priest and people like that. I got to know them very well. And so I achieved most things that I wanted to do in business, in music. But you know, I had these two passions that I loved to do, which I was doing them separately. You know, doing the music and then doing the food when I had time. But it wasn't until 2005, 2004 when I thought that if I put these two things together, I can have, you know, I can be work and I play at the same time.
I mean, I think the clip on the YouTube of the Dragon's Den is probably the most highly rated clip from Dragon's Den. It was a huge inspiration to a lot of people. But how did your life change? Because you mentioned you didn't have that much business knowledge prior to that.
Yeah.
So how quickly did you need to pick up the skills, and where were the first places you kind of got that knowledge from?
Well, as I said before, I kind of prepared myself before Dragon's Den. I think that was the best thing about it. I kind of managed to get myself ready. So I don't think much has changed. Yeah, Lord of Mercy, yeah. I don't think much has changed in that respect. Perhaps the only thing that's changed is the bank balance, really.
And I think for a lot of people who grown up in a Caribbean tradition, like the seasoning is fiery a lot of the time. People talk about the Scotch bonnet, that's like a big tradition from Jamaica. Was it a big challenge for you to transform the flavour, and did you get a lot of negative feedback from people?
That's a really cool question. I think because the minute you have a cuisine, like a whole cuisine, and you have responsibility, like Caribbean cuisine, you will find that whenever time I'm cooking something, some real old school Jamaican will say, Levi Roots are not doing it the right way, and things like that. And you have to put it, but I never say that I'm doing traditional Caribbean. What I'm doing is putting a twist to it, like how I explained about how Indian food had to be transformed so it can be an everyday cuisine here. And I think my responsibility of Caribbean food is trying to do the same. So it's not how everybody's mother's made would have cooking from the Caribbean, but the flavors are the same, but the styles are different.
An interesting way, I think, if you can actually just give people that first taste of it, then if they like it, they can increase the temperature.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, if I can just take you to the floor, because there's a lady right there who's burning to ask a question, so please, go through.
Hot, asking a question. Do I need one? Okay.
Hello? Lord have mercy. Okay, right, my question to Levi is your next business idea.
Yeah.
Do you think you may go into the music business and do an album? Because that's your love, it seems, as well as the food and the sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just returned back from Jamaica, recorded my new album. And it's fantastic to be able to get back in the music because, you know, I've been singing this reggae song now for the past 6 years. And whenever time I'm on stage, you know, I can't wait to get it out the way. So let me tell people that we have other songs to sing. So it's brilliant that the music has come full circle and people are recognizing my music from back in the day. So it's great to have a new album out.
Will we be able to buy it over here soon? I mean,
absolutely.
When do you think that's going to be on sale? And what's the name of that lovely album?
Yeah, the album is not entitled yet, but because it's due for well later on in the summer. But the new single, which is out pretty soon, is called Come and Get It. And it should be out in the next few weeks.
I will definitely come and get it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Levi. Thank you.
Okay, jump over there. Okay.
And like, do you do any work experience?
Work experience, absolutely we do that. In my restaurant in Battersea, even though we closed recently over the past month, but we recruited many of the young chefs there. We have a young boy working with us at the moment that came to me. His mom came to me 5 years ago and said, Levi, I've got twins and they look like they're going to get into trouble because they're from the Battersea area. Can you help either of them? And I said, I won't be able to help both of them, but send the youngest one come. And that was 5 years ago, and now he's passed his chef certificate. He works with me, you know, over the past 5 years. He's a fully qualified chef now. He's fantastic. So it does work when you're focused and you get a mentor, like what I was talking about.
That's brilliant. Can I just ask you, did you used to run a youth centre when in the 80s?
I did, yes. It was called the Pappy in the Pappy Pool Yard in Brixton, yes.
Okay, I mean, what qualities do you see in young people coming up? Because a lot of the time they have natural talent, but they might not have the education to back up their talents. What qualities do you look for in young people?
Well, I think the first thing that you really look for is that belief that they really want to do it. Because, you know, young people kind of lazy still, you know, because I was like that, you know. You just tend to think that you want to spend more time thinking, because we're all great thinkers. But I think you're looking for those that are ready to jump out of that and stop the thinking and doing the doing. And I think there's a very few of them, but when you do spot them, you know that that's an entrepreneur within the making, because he's got the tenacity. He doesn't want to sit there and think about things. He actually wants to go out there and do it. And those are the people that I, as an investor, are always looking for. The ones that have the ideas, but you're going to see that spark in the eye. Or the product has got to have that little thing in Dragons that they call USP. It has to have a unique selling point, something that something else don't have. And that's a rare one. But that should be something that you are looking for in your business plan. Make it special. If you think that it's just the same as something else out there, you need to maybe have a look at that business plan.
Definitely. For all the great thinkers out there, enterprise involves like a verb, it's a doing thing. So, this lady at the front.
Do you think that the song that you made, which is such a catchy song that we all know and love, gave you the to open the door to people's front rooms, which is what made British people really fall in love with your sauce before they even tasted it?
Yes. You know, there's the thing about you got to have an edge, as they say. You got to have something else to give people apart from what you're trying to give them. And, you know, I think coming up with the song on the show, people were expecting the same sort of Dragons little pitch. But, you know, when they saw me and saw the dreadlocks on the guitar, I always say they probably think it's Bob Marley standing there. Because once you have a guitar and dreadlocks, that's one image that you think about. But people were waiting for something a little bit different, and I think the Dragons were looking for something a little. Peter, and I'm going to tell you this about Peter, he's my personal friend, but it is true that he doesn't normally invest in the product. You know, he will look at the person and say that, look, if the product's not really that good, but it's a great person that he thinks that he can help with it, you know, he will invest. And I think I was in that position of him, that he really liked the person. Product was one thing, and it's a great sauce, but he kind of built his hopes around the man himself. So the integrity of the brand has to do with Levi Roots. That is the brand. The brand is not Reggae sauce. Reggae sauce is one sauce in a range of, I think, 5 or 6 sauces that we have, and that's in a range of over 50 different products now.
Okay, there's a guy with a black jacket on who was smiling, so shoot.
How long will it be before the album is released? Is that what you want to ask? Can you manage that?
How long release? How long?
Yeah, I there, man.
How long?
For the album release? Well, usually albums you're looking around sort of August time, sort of September, to catch the sort of Christmas period, and it leads over into next year. So I think it's sort of September, sort of August, September release for the album. But as I said, the single is out in the next couple of weeks, so watch out for that.
Can I just ask, are there any musicians in here? Just people who write songs, have like music on YouTube? Throw your hands up. Okay, 1 or 2. Can I just ask you, Levi, when did you get the light bulb moment that you could use your music to sell your own product? Because a lot of the time, rappers like Busta Rhymes might have a song about Courvoisier, someone might have a song about a brand that have no equity in at all, and they will sell someone else's product using their music, but never their own.
Yeah, well, for me it was a bit different, because Caribbean, you know, music and food has always gone together. I mean, those of you that has Caribbean parents or, you know, have been to the Caribbean will actually know that's true. Music is always in the house. It's such an inspiring people from, you know, from the Caribbean, or people who have that persuasion. And of course, you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, you always have a bit of music on and get the vibes going. So it wasn't difficult for me to, I don't claim it to be anything fantastic to put the music and the food together, because I think any Jamaican would have written a song about, you know, his products, or any Jamaican that has a musical ability would want to write songs or to put music and, you know, and food together.
Any more questions from the floor? Lady at the front. I can give you my mic.
I just want to ask, how do you find out about this Travel Stand program, and you ever show yourself confidence to go and doing this?
Yeah, thanks very much for that. That's a very good question. Actually, because as I said before, I'd never seen dragons then, you know, I never knew what it was. I don't normally watch TV. I had the sauce, and 2005, 2006, I thought that I had to get it out to the public. And I met my first mentor, her name was Nadia, a lady that worked for Greater London Enterprise. And she was the one that says, Levi, don't sell the sauce, sell yourself. And she said to me that don't sell the sauce in black areas, like where people already have Caribbean food. Her point was that I needed to get myself and the sauce out into other markets and other regions. So I just started to go to anywhere, you know, there wasn't any black people, you know, like in the Shires and places like that, in the Cotswolds and in Wales and all kind of places like that. And I eventually ended up at a festival called the World Food Market. And that's usually where people have sauces and they go and network with food and all that. And again, I was just like, you know, a lonely person with a guitar, the dreadlocks man in there. There wasn't anybody looking like me there. But you know, I was singing the song, and a producer from the Dragons Den saw me doing it and came over and asked me, have I ever seen the show? And I said, no, I don't know what it's about. And she gave me her business card, and the rest, as they say, I followed it up, and yeah, I was there.
Brilliant. Okay, questions. Anyone else? Okay, there's a lady with the hat. Actually, I can go there. Just a question.
Hello.
Maybe that afterwards.
My name is Rachel. Hi, Levi.
Hi.
How did you start doing the business of with the reggae radio?